Hi, welcome back to Open Hand Farm. I'm Penny, and today we are in the kitchen again. I'm still trying to figure out all the healthy eating things that I have enjoyed in the past and kind of revitalizing them into my life. And I'm hoping that maybe you can incorporate them into your life and enjoy them also. I really enjoy doing sourdough. Now, if any of you know me, you know everything I do is sourdough. I do sourdough bread, pizza crust, pie crust, you name it. I do it with sourdough. The reason I like sourdough is because it is a fermented bread. The sourdough starter that you use is flour and water that has been set out and it's become sour or fermented. Now that fermentation is really good for your gut health, which I have talked about before, but also it helps to, in simple terms, process the gluten in the flour so that your body doesn't have to. That means it's much easier on your digestive system. Those who maybe can't tolerate gluten because it causes inflammation in their body, perhaps it's a better choice. I don't know. I just know that it works for me. So today I am going to share with you how I make fermented granola. Now this recipe uses sourdough starter to ferment the oats and nuts. If you do not have a sourdough starter, you could also use something like whey or some other kind of fermented culture. There are many cultures out there. You will probably know if you have a culture at your house. I have sourdough starter, so that's what I use. Let's get started. The first item to add is, of course, my favorite item, oats. If you have watched my overnight oats recipe, you know I eat a lot of oats. I love them. I will tell you, in order to make life simpler, from my 5-gallon bucket, I fill this gallon jar. And on the side of the jar, I write out the directions if I want to make cooked oats. We will be using 8 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats. Now, the cup measure doesn't fit in my jar very well, so I always just double the numbers and use a half cup measure. So I will need 16 of these. Our next ingredient is 2 cups of nuts and or seeds. I like using pecans, so I'm going to measure out a little over a cup of pecans. I don't want full-size pecans, so I put them in a Ziploc bag, get the air out of it, lay them down, and hit them. You can kind of see if you missed any. I'm going to see if that is still about a cup. I also am going to add some pepitas. They're small and really good for you. I like to have some coconut. Now this is just pure grated coconut, not sweetened. I'm going to put this in with this mixture. It's best if you can use raw nuts because they will benefit from the soaking process. Mine are not raw. Ideally, that would be the best thing for your body. But for today, this is what I have. I'm just gonna mix these up a little bit. I will tell you, anytime you ferment something, in order for the fermentation to take place, it takes time. The sourdough items are not fast. They always have to have time to sit and ferment the items. We are now going to add 2 cups of filtered water. I know that seems weird. Granola is supposed to be dry and crunchy. We're also going to add our sourdough starter. I usually use cloth like this with a rubber band, but this one I took out of the fridge. I put it in there about 3 days ago. I set it out this morning and it has warmed up, and you can tell by all the bubbles that it is a very happy bubbly, alive sourdough starter. So we're going to use 1 cup of this. And again, sometimes I go over the cup line. So many good bubbles. So what I'll do now is I will refeed this and put it back in the fridge. It's kind of my backup, and it will stay there for up to a week, and I can take it out at any time, bring it to room temperature, and use it. All right, let's put this in here. You can mix your sourdough starter with your water before you put it in if you feel like it will mix better that way. And now we're just gonna get it all mixed together. And it's kind of a process because you don't want just clumps of oats in sourdough starter. I do kind of a chopping action, and that helps to break it up. This is step 1 of making this. What we'll do at this point is we'll let this sit anywhere from 3 to 12 hours. The longer it sits, the more fermented it will be. I usually do mine about 6 hours. For the first 2 hours, you'll want to stir this about every 30 minutes. So that's 6 times that I will come in here and just kind of chop at it and stir it up. And that is so you don't end up with big chunks of fermented spots and other areas that are not fermented. Now that I have this mixed up, I'm just going to cover it up with a towel, set it on the cabinet, and in 30 minutes, I will come back and stir it. While we are waiting for 30 minutes to stir the fermented granola, I wanted to share another kind of granola that I really enjoy eating. This is called a Rawnola. It is not cooked. All of the items are raw, and it is extremely yummy. Let's get into that. You guys are probably seeing a pattern here of raw things or fermented things. That's the way I like to eat. You start with 3/4 of a cup of walnuts. I'm going to precisely measure these like I always do. I forgot. I always make 2 recipes of this because it lasts for a long time. And it's just so good on so many things. As you can see, I store almost everything in jars. I love being able to see what's in there. So we have our walnuts. What we're gonna do first is process these before we add the other items. This is what they look like. They're pretty small. The next item is medjool dates. It's like eating sugar. They're so sweet. These do not have pits in them. I have used the ones with pits, and you have to take those out before you use them, and it's a pain. So that's 2, and I'm gonna need 12. Now we're going to pulse those. Now we're going to add my favorite thing. So it's 1/2 cup per recipe. 1 cup of oats. This is flax meal. It is really good for you in so many ways. It calls for 2 tablespoons, so we're gonna do 4. One more item, cinnamon, and it calls for 1/2 teaspoon. I'm gonna do 1/2 tablespoon instead. So I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon is really good for you too, guys. All right, let's mix it up. I'm gonna run it a little bit longer because it gets a little moist due to the dates being ground even finer. Yes, I can kind of form a shape with it because it's a little bit more moist. This is the last time I have to break up my fermented granola. As you can see, it's really kind of fine. There are a few little spots that are a little thicker than others, and I'm just gonna take my spoon and kind of break those up, and then I'm gonna let it sit probably another 3 or 4 hours. 6 hours total. I can go ahead and just leave it and come back to it later to finish it up. What I like to do is have a jar big enough that I can leave my scoop in. Again, I like to save time. I don't want to have to go looking for a scoop, use it, wash it, put it away. I just leave the scoop in here. And about 1/4 of a cup is a good serving. This is what I like to do. I like to take a fruit. I have blueberries today. And I'm going to smash them a little bit. I know that doesn't sound very appetizing, but it releases the sugars and the liquids in them. I don't just totally smash them. And then I sprinkle this on top, and I probably didn't even need 1/4 of a cup. It's like eating a blueberry crumble. You can kind of see some of the juices of the blueberries getting in with the Rawnola, and it is so good. This would make a great dessert or a great breakfast or just a snack. It's awesome. It's also great on raspberries or strawberries, bananas, you name it. It'll work. You can also sprinkle it on top of yogurt. Those are the ways I like to use it.